Santipal, another interesting one to finish up your day. She's aged 50 years, obsessive compulsive disorder, excess washing, she has a fear of men, fear of people of other religions, when he sees somebody else with another religion, she feels she may be imbibing that religion. So even if coming in vicinity to a person of a different religion, she may feel that I'm imbibing the other religion. So that kind of a feeling. Very suspicious. Even if a child sits on a lap, she thinks probably I'm having sexual contact with the child. So that kind of a feeling, she has that as well. When some unknown person comes to the house, I'm just reading the notes, what she mentioned. When any unknown, it's not in any particular order, I'm just reading in what she mentioned. Whenever any unknown person comes to the house, she gets a feeling, have I slept with him? She puts a vermilion on her forehead, as you can see, which is a sign of marriage, right? And if somebody else comes to the house, she has this thought that somebody else put vermilion on my forehead, not my husband. So she gets that feeling as well. There's a fish scale appearance of the skin. চামড়াটা যে খসখস ছিল আর এটা খুলুন এটা You see the fish scale appearance. It's like a snake skin to a certain extent, right? Frequent urination. Physical symptoms were not that prominent. She had bad breath, excoriation of teeth, brittle nails due to the excess washing as well, right? After getting up in the morning, tingling in the palms. She always questions herself. She brought 3 eggs. She gave an example that she brought 3 eggs, but she thought, who ate the eggs? She cooked it herself, but she said she doesn't know who ate the eggs. So it's kind of that. She brought 3 eggs. She cooked it up herself, and then she tells her husband who ate the eggs. She's not sure if she ate it herself or somebody else had it. She ate them themselves or gave it to the husband, right? Yeah, forgetful, suspicion to a certain extent as well. Burning souls. The husband mentioned this. There's a constant feeling that she thinks she had sexual relationships with other men, and she always tells the husband, "I didn't do this, right? I didn't do this, right?" So that's one of the factors. Nothing as such. We asked about 10 times, believe me, about etiology. Why any sexual abuse, any sexual interaction. She has been under treatment for 4 to 5 years. She hasn't mentioned that ever. 2013 she had been coming to us. Initially she had been on lachesis for the suspiciousness, right, for the snake skin, which is still there now. Lachesis helped, but not to that extent. We changed after that to carcinosin. Carcinosin has got the psychotic excess, obsessive compulsive. Carcinosin is trimiasmatic. So the burning is syphilitic, which is trimiasmatic. At that point of time, in around 2017, she mentioned about a lot of mood swings and outbursts of anger. So at that point of time, carcinosin was the choice of remedy, which is not there right now. Yes, but it was not responding that well, so we thought maybe as an intercurrent, let's try carcinosin. because being a nosode, it may bring some movement in the case. But to be very honest, again, carcinosin didn't help. It helped to a certain extent with the mood swings, with the aggression. What helped her most, we changed in 2018 to Alzheimer's. Yes. Why Alzheimer's? Because my understanding, again, I'm sure you prescribe Alzheimer's, you know Alzheimer's. My understanding of Alzheimer's is one of your very few medicines who have a sexual suspicion. You understand? When you think of sexual guilt, go for Stravinsagria. When you have sexual suspicion, do think of Alzheimer's. You understand? So she's always contemplating, did I have a sexual relation? Did I have a sexual intercourse? I'm having a physical relationship with someone. So sexual suspicion is very characteristic of Alzheimer's. You're with me? With loquaciousness also, she mentioned at that point of time. And washing mania as well. Alzheimer's can take care of that. Right? You understand what I mean? Yeah. The difference with lachesis here, you don't have the sexual suspicion to that. Lachesis suspiciousness can be in all spectrums. But in case of Alzheimer's, it's more concentrated around the sexual area. But you can have a fear of being poisoned in Alzheimer's as well. But I will say it's more sexual oriented, the suspicion. With the washing tendency, with the loquaciousness, Alzheimer's was prescribed. And Alzheimer's is the only medicine which has helped even more than carcinosin or even more than lachesis, right? But obviously there are other medicines which may come up later on. Alzheimer's 200 we started off in 2018, and last prescription was 10 mg of Alzheimer's, November 2019. Last follow-up we had given a 10 mg with Alzheimer's. I also thought of lysine. Why lysine? I think she mentioned something with urination. Frequent urination, yes. Polyuria, with the suspicious nature, with the loquacious nature, lysine can also have that. She mentioned about fear of dogs as well. I think I mentioned that. Right, lysine can have that as well. Alzheimer's 10 mg was the last prescription. Okay.
How much better is it?
Improvement has been there with the washing tendency. There has been improvement with that. The sexual suspicion has reduced to a certain extent. She mentioned that. She is not so much suspicious of somebody putting the vermilion on her forehead. That is the notes from today. But she says physicals that haven't changed that much in regards to the frequent urination, in regards to the bad breath. But there has been certain degree of change as well with Alzheimer's. এখন বয়স কত? এখন? I'm sorry, she's age 65. I don't know, she's age 65. We're waiting on Alzheimer's today. She's stable, we are waiting, And you understand, this is a case to show you that sometimes you have to change the plan of treatment as the symptoms go by. I've shared with you cases, MAC-CARB 5 years, much better. But here you understand, as the symptoms have changed, we need to change the plan of treatment, right? I want to share with you just one section before we end up. Have a look in section 171, please, Organon, if you have, or I will read it out to you. It's not always that a single dose will finish the case, right? I want to share with you section 171, just reiterating this information. In non-venereal chronic diseases, those most commonly arise from soda, we must often require, in order to effect a cure, to give several antisodic remedies in succession, every successive one being homeopathically chosen with the group of symptoms. One remedy cannot always finish a case, my friends. You have to change the plan of treatment as and when you need it with the symptoms progress, but in succession, right? And that's what you learn from the case.
Isn't it the type of cases we get most in the West?
To a certain extent, yes. Or where there is a lot of drug dependence as well. Yeah. Like the splenomegaly, Ferramars won't help him, to completely recover. We need to change after that as well. No, not given. But I have put a note here. Alzheimer's, she has been all right since 2018. So maybe later on we'll change after.